This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Weather can be unpredictable. The professional and trusted technicians at Unique Services want to make sure you stay comfortable all year long. We are ready 7 days a week to offer quick and reliable attention to your heating, cooling, or plumbing system. For a limited time, we'll even take $50 off any heating, cooling, or plumbing system repair. Call 941-500-9819 to schedule your appointment. License number CMC 1250555, CFC 1429592, EC 13002942.
You need unique.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News.
They don't
right
believe
all along.
Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Russia relies on confusion. Russia relies on obfuscation. Russia relies on misinformation.
Ned Price at the State Department dismissing claims of troop pullbacks as the U.S. and our allies keep talking. Fox's Simon Owen has an update live.
Dave, Western allies say Russia's claims that it's withdrawing forces from areas near Ukraine are false.
We have seen the opposite of some of the statements. We've seen an increase of troops over the last 48 hours.
Britain's Defence Secretary Ben Wallace, speaking ahead of more talks at NATO's headquarters, said that military alliance is united.
We are deadly serious in how we're going to face the threat that is currently being posed to both Ukraine and potentially to our security.
He said Russia has deployed up to 7,000 more troops in recent days and has also been building field hospitals. Dave?
Simon, President Biden will focus on his domestic agenda today, going to Ohio, tweeting,
"My Build Back Better agenda includes the largest investment to combat climate change in U.S. history. It'll help meet the moment on climate, create good-paying jobs, and lower energy costs for Americans. Let's get it done." But as inflation continues to rise, Americans are feeling more pain at the pump, in their pocketbooks.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Gas prices have been rising daily lately, 21 cents higher than a month ago. Inflation is the top concern of those surveyed in a new Quinnipiac poll. Only 35% approve of the job the president's doing. Starting next month, kids won't be required to wear masks in school in Virginia after Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a law.
Parents will have the ability to opt out if they think that's the best thing for their child. This is about empowering parents.
Several other states are easing mask mandates as COVID cases go back down. At the Winter Olympics, disappointment on ice for the American women's hockey team, losing to Canada 3-2 in the gold medal game, so they settle for silver. America's listening to Fox News.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now along I-75 southbound in Charlotte County. We're still keeping an eye on a crash right now. Mile marker 159, 158 or so, right between the exits to Jones Loop Road and Tucker's Grade. Rest of the interstate, not seeing any trouble, even out onto Alligator Alley, pretty quiet. Getting busy through Gateway toward Lehigh Acres, along Noble Avenue, crossing between Leonard Boulevard and State Road 82, crossing over to Griffin Drive. And Gateway Boulevard slowing down northbound right now, heading out of Gateway toward Lehigh. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warm for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and a bit of a breeze at times, with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high, with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers at the high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596 Back.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Do you value professionalism and punctuality? Want to learn from and work with the best pros in the electrical industry? Then you're just who we're looking for. Mr. Sparky is seeking hardworking, committed, and trustworthy individuals. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training. So come join our team at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
An equal opportunity employer.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single family homes from the mid 200s to the 800s. It's resort style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's livelarge4less.com.
Lusk Dray Sites in Tulisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Dray Sites in Tulisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Dray Sites in Tulisano. ldtlaw.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the podcast and our channel on Rumble. Coming up this morning, Hillary Clinton has something to say about the latest information coming out from the Durham report. And as you can imagine, Hillary's pretty much like...
I'm really offended personally.
Yeah, she's offended. So, and she goes right after Trump. It's nonstop. It's like, listen... It's, what is it, Orwellian? It's however you want to say it. What you see is not what you see, but what I'm telling you is what you see. So please don't see what people are telling you that you should see, because that's not what you're seeing. I'm telling you what you're seeing. What you're seeing is nothing to see. So it's that simple, Jake. It is that easy. There's nothing to see here. Move along. So we'll get to that. But before we do, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things coming up at 6:35. Yesterday, we had an interview with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he's going to be here in Southwest Florida. So I want to replay that interview coming up at 6:35. We touched on a lot of issues, including the sanctity of life, and also what's going on with Russia, Ukraine, what's going on with China and the Olympics. And it's hysterical. I don't know if anybody's been following the Olympics, but it's a weird thing the way it's been going. There's the skater, who's the Russian skater, where the Russians don't have a team that they've put together that's part of the Olympics. It's the Russian Olympic Committee or something to that effect, where because they were caught cheating, so their punishment from the IOC was that you can't be like this, like everybody else. You can't be part of this like everybody else, but you can be part of it. But you can't get a medal, but you can get a medal because you cheated. So now you have the 15-year-old skater that people were describing as one of the greatest men or women, one of the greatest skaters ever to put on the blades. and she gets caught doping, and so now she gets to skate and continue and get a medal, but she doesn't get a medal because they're still investigating whether or not the doping was actually doping or not doping, but it's Russia who was caught doping before, and so that's why they're in the position that they're in, where it's really not like Russia is the country, it's the Olympic Committee that they're playing. Are you getting all this? Have you been following that, Jake?
What was the substance that this 15-year-old was consuming?
I don't know. It was something, there was one substance, I guess, that she was taking that gets more oxygen quickly to your heart, and thus gets that oxygen out to your body. It's more of that. And then there was something else, and I don't know what the other thing was. But the point is, whatever the substance was enhancing of her performance. That's the way it's being described. But the IOC wants to look into it and just double check and make sure, because we wouldn't want to punish people completely, because that's not fair sport. It's that kind of stupid. Like, the whole thing is just that and then people are like, oh, nobody's watching. And the ratings have been there. I think it was like reruns of Peter Peppa on like PBS is getting better ratings than, I don't know if there's a Peter Peppa. There's a Peppa Pig. That's it. The reruns of Peppa Pig are getting a better ratings right now than the Olympic. No, it's really that bad. And I don't understand what's going on here. Maybe because when people cheat, they still get to perform. And there was audio, and I don't know if I'm going to put you in charge of this, Jake. Sorry, I got to put you in charge of something here. You ready? Okay, here's when there was audio out there from yesterday when this Olympic skater performed, and the announcers wouldn't talk about her performance because they knew she was doping, and they knew that it wasn't fair to everybody else who's been working hard and following the rules and doing everything right. And so they let her skate. They didn't say anything like, look at that, that's a triple-double Lindy with a half a donut inside of a twisted medal and whatever they call those things. They didn't say anything about the actual skating. And then when it was over, they pretty much said, listen, we're sorry. We just can't do it. We can't comment on her because it's not fair to all of those other athletes who are doing the right thing, and that we're supposed to be glorifying her. Thank you. I mean, I just want to make sure that we have that audio. We can find that audio. Yeah, see what you can do. If not, I'll get it later. We'll get it. But yeah, so there's that. I don't even know how I got into this. Oh, because we were talking about the fact that 6:35, Mike Pompeo. There you go. All right, so we'll replay that interview coming up. Joe Biden yesterday did a town hall, and he commented on China's human rights violations. And, a year ago, he was excusing all of this, the violations, and it was really weird. I guess he was asking about. All right, so here it is, right? Let me just play some of the audio. Is this from last night? Is this the one? Yeah, this was from last night. So they're at in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They go out there for a CNN televised town hall. Right there, it's like, have you all had enough punishment with this president? I'm sorry. It's one of those.
True international level depression.
You want more of that? I mean, why do you? Well, anyway, the White House feels like, listen, this is friendly territory. You got friendly CNN, even though they're kind of disintegrating before our very eyes. Nothing to see here. Move along. So Joe Biden was asked about, listen, the plight of the Uyghurs, and have you spoken to Xi about the Uyghurs? And what's going on? And I want you to listen to this answer. Try to figure this out. Now, you're not going to, because that's the guy. So just be ready for some word salad. So here you go. Pretty simple. You talk to Xi about the Uyghurs. What's up with this?
Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that.
Can I just stop for a second? Okay. It's going to get really word salady coming up. And if you're trying to figure out what he just said, it's difficult enough. But this sure sounds like Chinese propaganda. This sounds like the Communist Party of China going, Joe, do us a favor. Talk about that we've been victimized, the outer world, we have to be unified, and, you know, that we've got to be tightly controlled because there's outer forces throughout our history that have always tried to come in here. So we're just different than you. Do you understand that? That's exactly what he said. That's pretty much it. It's like, Joe's like, all right, I'll read this.
I got hairy legs.
No, sorry. So anyway, he goes on.
I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
Okay. So I don't know if you followed that at all, but let me try to translate the Bidenisms or the Bidenese or however you want to say it. Okay. I think that the end is really the one that catches your attention. So we've got to reflect the values of the United States. So when I see what's going on, well, heck yeah, I say things, and then he says he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms that each country and their leaders are expected to follow. So what are the norms that they're expected to follow? Like, is culturally, is that what they do? Is it culturally they take people and put them into encampments and have them on their knees and have guns to their heads and have them hooded and some of the other things that are going on that we don't even like to describe. And that's culturally that's just what they do. And it says, hey, listen, is what we do. No. So that is kind of odd. That's not really what he was talking about or saying or describing. You know that, right? But the point is, he doesn't hold China accountable. And a perfect way to do this in the most obvious way for the world, as many have talked about, and I think even Mike Pompeo will mention this in the interview coming up at 6:35, is that the Olympics would have been the perfect place to do that. Yeah, we're just not sending athletes. We understand what you're doing, and no, you can't do that. This is an international games, and it's about the athletes, and how dare you take this away from athletes who have worked so hard to, the IOC probably should have thought of that, the different countries that they may want to go to and have the Olympics playing at, and what that would mean, but there's never any accountability. He said some other things, too, with regard to immigration. And even AOC said some outrageous stuff yesterday when it comes to maybe some things that you don't know about.
I'm not the expert.
We know that. That have to do with your tax dollars and where it's been going and how Democrats continue to want to fight for the politics of the touchy-feely cultural issues that they believe are the most important. And the polls are starting to show more and more that you shouldn't do that. Democrats want some meat. They want something more than you telling us about CRT and Green New Deal and climate change and all of this. It's getting to be quite the disaster in the polling for Democrats. It's not going to change anything for leadership. They keep going. So we'll have that audio coming up in just a second. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Do we have time to get the traffic in there? Can we do that? Jake says yes. Doesn't say anything. He just plays the music, and then I know what that means. There's Therese O'Shea. She's got it.
Heading out right now along I-75 southbound in Charlotte County. We're still keeping an eye on a crash right now. Mile marker 159, 158 or so, right between the exits to Jones Loop Road and Tucker's Grade. Rest of the interstate not seeing any trouble, even out onto Alligator Alley, pretty quiet. Getting busy through Gateway toward Lehigh Acres along Noble Avenue, crossing between Leonard Boulevard and State Road 82, crossing over to Griffin Drive, and Gateway Boulevard slowing down northbound right now, heading out of Gateway toward Lehigh. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A day of near-record warmth on the way. Highs hitting near 87 degrees for today with just a stray shower, a possibility for this afternoon, especially for inland areas. Otherwise, mix of sun and clouds, breezy at times with winds of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look for a low near 67, waking up on your Friday, 85 for your Friday daytime high. A stray shower remains the forecast for tomorrow. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
It's a case of buyer be very aware. A study by the car buying service Edmunds found 4 out of 5 new car buyers overpaid in January. The average paid more than $700 above sticker price. The head of the FAA, Stephen Dixon, who tried to rebuild the agency's reputation, announces he's stepping down next month. Google plans to adopt new privacy restrictions to reduce tracking across apps on Android smartphones. Apple made a similar move last year, which has already damaged the digital ad industry. And stocks ended mixed after Federal Reserve minutes showed policymakers talked about stepping up their timetable for raising interest rates to fight inflation. The Dow lost 54 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dardagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dardagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dardagroup.com. That's dardagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
That's you, looking at your garage. And I mean, yeah, everything still works, right? Sort of. You know, the door's slowing down, squeaks quite a bit, light doesn't work, and that one wheel pops off every now and then. But you know, it works. Except when it doesn't. If you want things to work, they need maintenance. A tune-up every once in a while. Align the tracks, lubricate the motor, the rollers, hinge points. Fix that dented panel from that football you totally should have caught. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Good things need love and care. Sharpen your knives, paint the steps, wash your jockstrap, shine your shoes for crying out loud. Give your garage door system a Mo Better tune-up every couple thousand cycles and it'll give you years of faithful service. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. Get that sucker working like new. There's an idea.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
This week at Rockstar Harley, when you buy any pre-owned Harley, you'll get a $1,500 gift card with access to the country's largest Harley inventory. Rockstar Harley has access to over 3,000 Harley and truckloads coming each week. Get a $1,500 gift card with the purchase of any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley. Finance specialists on site to get you approved and 100% of credit applications considered. Get a $1,500 gift card when you purchase any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday.
Gift card used with the purchase of a new Harley motorcycle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral have an important message for car buyers. In honor of President's Day, Sutherland Nissan wants you to keep more presidents in your bank account. It's the President's Day sales event at Sutherland. Get an entire month of savings instead of just a day. Shop our huge selection of new Nissans and certified pre-owned Nissans. Bring your trade, no matter what it is, and get $6,000 more for it. Your $4,000 car is now worth $10,000. Your $14,000 car is now worth $20,000. You get the full value and an extra $6,000. All at your #1 certified pre-owned dealer. Hurry in, ladies and gentlemen. These presidential savings won't be in office. We mean dealership for long. Get to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Can I ask you for a favor?
Yes, ma'am.
I like to sing like Bollywood songs. Can you tell me if my voice is good? Is it good?
Just sing again.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Do you use voice changer?
No, that's my voice.
No.
I've never had this much fun with a scammer in my life. Albert, thank you so much for making my day so much better.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Can you please stop scamming people? Because sometimes you guys scam old people that don't have money, and that's really rude.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Albert. Love you. Bye, Albert.
I love you too.
Bye.
What just happened? What was... So there's a woman trolling a phone scammer. She's got a voice, a nice voice. She wins him over by singing some Bollywood songs. And then she's like, can you stop scamming people because they don't have money and it's rude and everything? The guy is like, okay, see you later, bye. Yeah, I'm sure that... Does anybody think... Raise your hands, unless you're driving, 10 and 2. Does anybody think that's going to work? I'll give you a perfect example. My son gets these calls, right? You know, he knows that they're robocalls or scammers or whatever it is. So what does he do? He picks them up with his friends.
Exactly.
He gets his friends together and they're like, hey, dude. And he starts making fun of them and they start talking and it doesn't accomplish anything, does it? I mean, except for the entertainment value.
Well, what she did, you could also look at it as the fact that she's taken away time from him scamming someone else.
So he stayed, so he's just a bad scammer. So is this like a scam lesson? So if you're going to scam somebody, if a 13-year-old starts talking to you going, hey, what's your sign? Mine's a feces. You know, like if you start doing something like that or like, hey, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, you better let him out because you can't breathe. Like that kind of stuff. Like don't sit there and listen to the jokes and just run with it, right? You kind of just have to, you got to hang up and get to the next person. Don't laugh it off. Is that, why are we giving lessons out to people and,
Oh, I was saying that like it was good that we're taking away time from them so they can't scam someone else.
All right. Listen, kids, don't scam. Don't scam anybody and don't use any of the jokes that I just said. Actually, they're not
the
bad.
feces one was good.
Yeah, so it's a pretty, that's not mine. That's an old one. And I'm trying to remember who did it and where I heard it, but it's pretty old. Okay. My interview with Mike Pompeo from yesterday coming up.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, there's several types of termites, and they can all cause damage to your home. Subterranean termites invade from colonies below the ground, while drywood termites fly in and infest exposed wood in your home. Both require different treatments. That's why you need Massey's Total Coverage Termite Protection. Our guarantee covers all types of termites and includes coverage for retreatment and repair of any new damage. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable nationwide network with 5G included. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable based on Root Metrics US report. Results vary. Not an endorsement. Compares pricing of top carriers. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. Or get a $49 preseason tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
I love Cool Today.
Call it today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Satellite images show what appear to be a field hospital built by the Russian military near Ukraine's border and more troop movement. The Russian military claims some troops are being withdrawn.
We have not seen any sign of withdrawal or de-escalation.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, Vice President Harris meets with Ukraine's president this weekend at a security conference in Germany. Halfway through a 5-year term, FAA Administrator Steve Dixon is resigning at the end of next month.
He says he's been separated from his family during the pandemic, and he told President Biden it's time to go home. The agency criticized for its handling of Boeing and the crashes of 2 737 MAX jets, as well as potential interference from 5G wireless systems on aircraft controls.
Fox's Jill Nato. At the Olympics, Canada beats Team USA for the gold in women's hockey. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out along I-75 in Charlotte County, still dealing with a crash at mile marker 159, 158 between Jones Loop and Techers Grade, causing a little bit of a delay nearby, but everything is off to the right-hand shoulder. Tow trucks are on scene, should be getting that cleared up right now. No problems up and down the rest of the interstate, and we're crash-free out across Lee and Collier counties early on this morning. Not seeing any major problems up and down 75 throughout Fort Myers. Getting a little busier on Daniels Parkway right near the interstate, and as you're making your way into Gateway toward Lehigh Acres. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warm for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and a bit of a breeze at times, with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers with a high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I recently had a very good friend call me scared to death about a mold exposure in her house. She thought she was going to get sick and die and all kinds of crazy stuff. The fact is, folks, that there's mold in every house on the planet. It's a normal thing. It's not normal, however, for that mold to be growing. So, if your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold and trying to sell you a solution, and they're not a credentialed, certified expert, kick them out of your house. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Call a real expert. Call me at Kobe Cooling. 239-482-1542. With more than 30 credentials, I'm the most credentialed guy in this business. That's why they call me the mold detective. My evaluations are free for second opinions. When you think of air conditioning companies, we help you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
The Diamond District is a retail store selling at wholesale prices. Their team will help you define what is best for you and your budget by walking you through the variety of factors that change the beauty and prices of a diamond. And you can be sure that with Jason and Todd, you will buy a diamond at a wholesale price.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hey guys, it's health and fitness expert Robbie Raw. Are you walking around in pain? Remember, it's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Chevy sales, Marty speaking.
Who's got monumental savings on every Chevy in stock?
Let me guess.
You got it, buddy. Victory Lane Chevrolet.
So, I've got savings too.
Okay, but yours aren't monumental. You just mark up the original price.
You spying on me?
Don't have to. I read your reviews.
Who cares?
Well, apparently you don't. So car buyers head to Victory Lane for no payments until June on all new Chevys and a hassle-free experience. Plus, Victory Lane pardons bad credit with their goal, 100% credit approval. I just wish they could pardon your reviews.
I got a review for you. 0 stars.
Oh, so he does read his reviews. Get monumental savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Make no payments for up to 120 days. Shop new Chevy Silverados, lease from just $399 a month. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. 36-month lease must have current lease and household. $2,000 down plus tax and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles. Offers cannot combine. Ends 2/28/22.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Community Pregnancy Clinics is a life-affirming nonprofit medical organization. They're located throughout the state of Florida. Real crisis pregnancy solutions. They have a fantastic event that you can go to and support. It's the 2022 Lifesaver event. It's happening March 25th at the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point in Bonita Springs. And the former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, will be the keynote speaker. And he's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It is Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Drew. I'm well. How are you today?
We're doing well here as well. Feeling good today. But, well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of issues that I'd like to get to, certainly that have to do with the news of the day. But I did want to touch on something that I have had an opportunity to talk to many people about, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. And it has to do with the sanctity of life and how important that is. And of course, it's always something that we've talked about here on this program and our concerns about what is going on in this country. And I will say this. There's a lot of times when people will look to politicians, they'll look to courts, they will look to individuals that will be able to do something when it comes to the importance of the sanctity of life. But there is the culture that has to change. It's the culture of life that we have to instill here in this country. And I might make the case that maybe this is the time that we have an opportunity to do this. Maybe your thoughts on that.
Well, Drew, for those of us who are people of faith and who value every human life, I think you're spot on. This is an important moment for each of us individually to do everything we can. You spoke about the Crisis Pregnancy Center that I'll be down visiting.
Yeah.
They do amazing work,
yes,
right, on the ground in difficult situations for women who have lots of challenges, and they just love them and take care of them and make sure that life is cherished and is recognized as the precious being that God created. And so you're right. Sometimes people turn to political leaders or we turn to courts. There's a big court case coming up. I pray that they do the right thing and recognize the Constitution properly and overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that's brought so much harm upon our country. But in the end, it's about how each of us takes on this challenge ourselves and helps every individual when they're in a challenging time and they're making that difficult decision whether to bring that baby to life. I pray that every woman will make the right choice.
Yeah. And it's a time, too, to not be afraid of the conversation. And I might even make this case in our politics. We can't be afraid to have these, what we're told are tough conversations. They're really not tough if we are, quite honestly, emboldened with the truth, if it's politics, the facts, and most certainly when it comes to the issue of life, what is the right side to be on, which we are on, whether it's our faith that we shouldn't be afraid to speak about, and these issues. And I think there's something to be said again for the time that we're in right now, that we really do need to be vocal on all these issues.
You can see it, you can feel it, Drew. And I've watched people that from places you might not even expect stand up and proclaim boldly the truth with respect to protecting every human life. The science is on our side. Faith directs it to be so. We are right, and we should not do it in anger. Right. We shouldn't be disrespectful. There's no reason for that because we have the right side of the issue. And so when we get it right, when we speak about it truthfully and out of love, I think we could not only get it right. I think we can convince lots and lots of people that we are in fact right.
Yeah, Community Pregnancy Clinics is having this 2022 Lifesaver event. You can go to supportcpci.com to get tickets March 25th. At the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point, Bonita Springs, where the former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, will be speaking. He's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You know, we look at some of the news stories that are going on right now. Maybe you can please help us to unpack this because the confusion is beyond measure with Russia and Ukraine to try to unpack this. Is this Putin saying, okay, we're going in, this is going to happen, this is something that you're not going to be able to stop, you got to get your people out of Kiev and make your way out of this place because we're coming in and we want to recreate what was the glory of the days of the Soviet Union and bringing these states back into the fold? Or is this something that is just positioning and posturing for something that I don't know if it is to get what he wants when it comes to NATO and Ukraine and that issue, or if it's something more? All of this, can you kind of unpack this?
Drew, I think it's each of those in some material respects and in kind of simple ways too, right? So I spent a fair amount of time with Vladimir Putin and with my counterpart, the foreign minister in Russia named Sergei Lavrov. He was, in fact, the first foreign minister that I met when I became Secretary of State. Putin does believe that when the Soviet Union fell apart, this was a tragedy for the Russian people, and he's been trying to figure out a way to regain some of that power and space for Russia. From the United States perspective, what matters is that we have interest there, not interest that would justify massive deployment of American forces, but a lot of energy, a lot of wheat products. We care that the Ukrainian people can, if they want to be democracy, they can work their way there. Those are things that are worth the United States sticking its nose into and making clear that deterrence actually works. I was asked just the other day, would Vladimir Putin have acted in the way he did these past 2 months now if President Trump and I were still in office? And while one can never answer that definitively, I think the answer is no, and you can see it. It didn't happen on our watch. Right? It didn't happen during our time. And the only thing that's changed is who the leader – that Vladimir Putin hasn't changed a bit.
Right.
What changed was who was leading the West and leading the United States, and that gives Putin a green light and The Biden administration talked about a minor incursion being okay. We would have never made such a statement.
Right. And I laugh because Putin hasn't changed. He's the same person. I laugh sometimes when I hear people looking at China and seeing Chairman Xi and saying he's communist. Like they're shocked that he's a communist. Like this is some surprise to people. And yet here we are. Like how could you do this? And not only that, when it comes to even the Olympics, how do we do this? How do we go there and support the Chinese Communist Party and the propaganda and everything that's going on? And we should never have been there to begin with. This is the kind of thing that leadership should step in and say, no, we recognize who you are. We've always known who you are. And we're not going to do this. And we just don't have that kind of leadership.
Drew, one of the things I'm most proud of during my time in service those last 4 years was the fact that we, for the first time, stood up and called out Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party for what it truly is.
Yeah.
This is not partisan. For 40 years, Republicans and Democrats from the establishment foreign policy world said, let's just sell some more trinkets, let's buy some more stuff from them, everything will be okay. We've lost tens of millions of jobs in places like you all are in, places all across the country. We've watched Xi Jinping rise into power and now put 1 million people into internment camps in the western part of that country. And then we sent our young kids and told them, go to the Olympics, have a good time, but don't say anything and take a burner phone.
Right.
And if you say a word, they will tape it, record it. It'll be in the Chinese Communist Party's hands forever, and they'll collect your DNA. I mean, this is a surveillance state that is the likes of which the world has never seen. And the United States needs to do the right thing. We need to protect American interests all across the country, economic interests. Our military needs to stand up and be bold and be lethal, not working on woke matters. If we do those things and do them well, the United States will have another good century. And if we don't, Xi Jinping will be right that America will have been proven to be in decline. And it takes American leadership. I'm confident the American people are going to demand that in the elections in November.
Yeah, I agree. And I have to tell you that, when we see what is happening with the discussions even about woke culture or socialism and how you are going to accept this and how we're doing this to ourselves. I look at these countries sitting back and watching what's happening here in the country, and they don't have to do anything. We're doing it to ourselves, and how history has not dictated anything to people. And we have every demonstration that we can give. You know as well as anybody, probably better than most people, firsthand how it is with socialism and how we have this example that if another reason why you can't be afraid to speak. You have to be bold, especially when you have the facts and the truth on your side. This is the only way people are going to know, by explaining to them. Don't be afraid to talk about socialism and what it is.
Drew, I served President Trump as his Secretary of State and as his CI director, working on things across the world. Yeah. The biggest challenge to the United States is right here at home. If we teach our kids garbage in our schools, if we refuse to say, no, that's just not right, that's not the American tradition, if we refuse to defend our southern border, our sovereignty at our southern border, if we get those things wrong here at home, no American diplomat can fix these problems around the world. Right. The biggest threat to the United States comes from within. We need to make sure that we stand up, proclaim boldly the things we know to be right, what our founders bequeathed to us. If we get that right, America's going to be in a really good place, Drew.
Well, this is going to be a special event, community pregnancy clinics, a life-affirming nonprofit medical organization located throughout Florida. Real Crisis Pregnancy Solutions has their 2022 Lifesaver event. It's March 25th at the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point in Bonita Springs. And you can get your tickets now by going to supportcpci.com. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be the keynote speaker, and he's joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Sir, I appreciate a few minutes. I know you're busy. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity to speak again. I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing you here in Southwest Florida.
I'm counting on it, Drew. I look forward to seeing you in a few days. I hope everyone will come join us and help defend every human life. Thanks, Drew. Have a good morning.
All the best. God bless. Our interview from yesterday with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, when we come back, I found the audio. Remember I told you about the Kamila Valieva, then the skating, the one that got caught, the latest Olympic doping scandal, and how they announced it. So I have that audio. We'll play that coming up. And also Hillary Clinton. Oh, She was confronted on the Durham report and the latest there on the streets of New York City. How did that go? She just sent out a tweet afterwards. You can imagine how it went. We'll have it coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Heading out on the morning commute right now, we're still dealing with a little trouble on I-75 in Charlotte County, mile marker 159, heading southbound from Jones Loop Road to Tucker's Grade. You'll still notice seeing backups out there and more backups southbound heading through Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers. Good news is we are crash and incident-free throughout Lee and Collier. Should be a pretty easy ride out onto Alligator Alley. Our bridges in Cape Coral, heading between the Cape and Fort Myers, only taking a couple minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A day of near-record warmth on the way. Highs hitting near 87 degrees for today with just a stray shower a possibility for this afternoon, especially for inland areas. Otherwise, mix of sun and clouds, breezy at times with winds of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look for a low near 67, waking up on your Friday, 85 for your Friday daytime high. A stray shower remains the forecast for tomorrow. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
In Florida, we know a thing or two about championships.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
And here in Southwest Florida, we have our own championship team, My Shower Door. My Shower Door has made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing businesses in the United States for the 6th time. And because of that growth, My Shower Door needs more teammates. My Shower Door is a family business making frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida with a staff of 130 plus. So if you're ready to join the championship team, check out the jobs careers link at myshowerdor.com.
Look, if you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, and hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. And these powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joint, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now, 239-893-PAIN, and wake up to a life without pain. Give them a call right now, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral have an important message for car buyers. In honor of President's Day, Sutherland Nissan wants you to keep more presidents in your bank account. It's the President's Day sales event at Sutherland. Get an entire month of savings instead of just a day. Shop our huge selection of new Nissans and certified pre-owned Nissans. Bring your trade, no matter what it is, and get $6,000 more for it. Your $4,000 car is now worth $10,000. Your $14,000 car is now worth $20,000. You get the full value and an extra $6,000. All at your #1 certified pre-owned dealer. Hurry in, ladies and gentlemen. These presidential savings won't be in office. We mean dealership for long. Get to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
This just in, Rockstar Harley needs used inventory, and they're giving 115% of Kelley Blue Book value when trading for a new Harley this week. Rockstar Harley has finance specialists on site to help get you approved. Whether good credit, bad credit, or no credit, they can help. And they trade anything, bikes, cars, RVs, and more because it's worth more at Rockstar Harley. If you owe way too much in your trade, get 115% of Kelley Blue Book trade value right now at Rockstar Harley. Adjustment for mileage and reconditioning and Sunday.
If you're a guy who's been feeling sluggish, not sleeping well, your desire for intimacy isn't what you or your partner have been desiring, then we're here to help you. We are Men's Health Partners. We've been part of this community for years. We've helped thousands of men return to their youthful self and get that mojo back. It's what we do, and we're very, very proud of our success. Our licensed physicians are excited to give you the sensation of a new man. We have the latest treatment options for all types of conditions like ED, low testosterone, and Peyronie's disease to make you feel young and strong again. To book online or learn more, go to menshealthpartners.com. If you or someone you know is dealing with one or more of these issues, learn more at menshealthpartners.com.
To speak with a care professional immediately, call 317-7777 or menshealthpartners.com. 317-7777.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steel Ice for E. So remember I talked about this earlier. I said that the Olympics, it's just been, look, we shouldn't have been there. As Mike Pompeo just talked about, then if you, again, missed the show from yesterday, you can go to the podcast and check out the interview once again. And look, you got a doping scandal going on with this Kamila Valieva has been described as one of the best skaters ever to put on the blades there. And the International Olympic Committee is saying, look, there's not going to be a flower ceremony if she's in the top 3. And if she gets a medal, we're not going to even have a medal ceremony for the skaters, okay? Because she may be taken away from her. So why do this? It's ridiculous. And even the announcers know it. And there were 2 announcers. Forgive me, I don't know their names. All I know is that they used to be skaters for the United States, and now they're announcing the Olympics. And even they didn't want to have anything to do with this whole scandal and how it looks and talking this person up when they know exactly what's going on.
All I feel like I can say is that was the short program of Kamila Valieva at the Olympics.
And for all the other Olympic athletes skating here, I feel I need to say again that she had a positive test. We should not have seen this skate. And
we are so sorry it's overshadowing your Olympics.
I don't know how many times over the past year I've said that she is the best figure skater I've ever seen. And just saying that now not only makes me confused, but it makes me angry and, again, disoriented by everything that I thought that I knew.
See? They're like, sorry to ruin your Olympics. Sorry this is happening to you and it's ruining your Olympics. But, hey, up next is... it's like... There's nothing that says the thrill of competition and teaching your kids that cheating is, it happens and people do it and you can still get away with it as long as it's Olympic competition. Like having this skater now who they're not going to have a flower ceremony and they're not going to have a medal ceremony, and the others that win medals that actually are the athletes that are doing the hard work and not doing anything illegal or anything like that during the Olympics, they're not going to have a moment that they're going to get the medals and be on this. No, we'll take away, and we'll look into it. And hey, how about those Olympics? Come on, who's watching Peppa Pig on PBS? That's everybody. That's where they're going. I don't really know if it's a Peppa Pig thing. That's where they gravitate. But the point is that's what we have. It's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat and the doping of, by the way, a 15-year-old. Anybody want to talk about that part of it as well and what we're teaching? Okay, nothing to see here. All right, coming up, what did the YouTube CEO say about governments and online speech? It may or may not shock you. So we'll talk about that. We're probably off now. I know. We've had our own run-ins, but anyway. Also, Jimmy Kimmel once again proving that he's a dope. And, you maybe every once in a while he says something funny, but he's a dope. And it has to do with how he's presenting to his audience the Durham report and Hillary Clinton and the spying case going on. And there's nothing to see here, everybody, because you're just a bunch of fox-watching, oatmeal brain. Not my words. That's his. Did he really say that? Yeah, and what did Hillary have to say after being confronted on the streets of New York City? Well, we'll find out coming up. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along.
92.5 Fox News. right all along.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Health insurance. We all hate it, but have to have it. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey. Are you paying too much for health insurance, or worse, have none at all? I host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I discuss everything health insurance and how to save you money. Tune in this Saturday at 11 or call right now to get a free quote. 239-633-3140. The Tyler McCluskey Show. 239-633-3140.
What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darter Group at dartergroup.com to learn more about their guaranteed offer. Find out if you could receive an offer on your home in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. Don't delay. Go to dartergroup.com. That's dartergroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
Is Russia lying? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We have not seen any sign of withdrawal or de-escalation.
NATO leader Jens Stoltenberg and the U.S. agrees as talks with our allies continue in Brussels that Russia is not pulling back forces as it claims.
It appears that the opposite may actually be taking place. Maxar satellite technology that has been bringing us these images of troop buildups along the border for weeks says that they do see signs of heightened Russian military activity near the border of Ukraine.
Fox's Amy Kellogg in Moscow. The probe into former President Trump's business returns to court today as a Democrat tries to get a subpoena enforced.
New York Attorney General Letitia James has been pursuing a civil case against the former president's organization, alleging he provided false information about the value of his properties to get certain loans or tax breaks. This week, the former president's accounting firm said financial statements they prepared could not be relied upon. James said that is proof her investigation is valid and that Trump should be compelled to testify.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, the Trump attorney, says that financial firm also says there are no material discrepancies in those Trump filings. There's a new law in Virginia giving parents the option of having their kids not wear masks in schools starting next month. Some counties have been defying an earlier order allowing the option, punishing kids who don't wear them.
It appears
this morning was my 9th suspension of not wearing a mask, and it has been really hard to do work.
10-year-old Ronna McAllister was there when Republican Governor Youngkin signed the bill. Several other states are easing mask mandates, but CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky isn't ready to change guidance on that yet.
We want to give people a break from things like mask wearing when these metrics are better.
A tough loss on ice at the Olympics. The U.S. women's hockey team beaten by Canada 3-2 in the gold medal game, settling for silver. That and a speed skating bronze give the Americans 21 medals in Beijing, tied for third. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out on the morning commute right now, we're still dealing with a little trouble on I-75 in Charlotte County, mile marker 159, heading southbound from Jones Loop Road to Tucker's Grade. You'll still notice seeing backups out there and more backups southbound heading through Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers. Good news is we are crash and incident-free throughout Lee and Collier. Should be a pretty easy ride out into Alligator Alley. Our bridges in Cape Coral, heading between the Cape and Fort Myers, only taking a couple minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warmth for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds and a bit of a breeze at times, with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers with a high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Chevy sales, Marty speaking.
Who's got monumental savings on every Chevy in stock?
Let me guess.
You got it, buddy. Victory Lane Chevrolet.
So, I've got savings too.
Okay, but yours aren't monumental. You just mark up the original price.
You spying on me?
Don't have to. I read your reviews.
Who cares?
Well, apparently you don't. So car buyers head to Victory Lane for no payments until June on all new Chevys and a hassle-free experience. Plus, Victory Lane pardons bad credit with their goal, 100% credit approval. I just wish they could pardon your reviews.
I got a review for you. 0 stars.
Oh, so he does read his reviews. Get monumental savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Make no payments for up to 120 days. Shop new Chevy Silverados, lease from just $399 a month. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
36-month lease must have current lease and household. $2,000 down plus tax and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles. Offers cannot combine. Ends 2/28/22.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Riddle, your host of The Drive here for France Eye Care. I want to talk about their marketing director, who I love, who in what I'm supposed to read right here, it says, if you don't like the cheese, be creative and come up with something fun. I'm going to read the cheese because I love it. I can't take my eyes off of you. Wait, hold on. Let me get my glasses first. Not exactly the words you want to hear, right? So how about the gift of laser vision correction for you or someone you love on Valentine's Day? I can't take my eyes off you, but I'd like to take these contacts out of my dry eyes. I love this stuff. Out of all seriousness, I do love Dr. France and his team at France Eye Care. They are the experts in laser vision correction. It's where I had my LASIK procedure, and it changed my life. Now, through February 20, $500 off of bilateral LASIK. Contact them now.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at Amco of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
Thank you for giving us a voice.
for being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
Your support for veterans in the military.
educating us,
Standing up for conservatism.
giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele S3E, thank you for watching, subscribing to the podcast. Off the air, we were having a conversation that I want to bring on the air because, quite honestly, a lot of the things that we do off the air, we bring to the air because you're family. And listen, we don't hold back anything. We don't hide anything. Everything is we're open and exposed. Wait, that didn't really come out the right way. Well, we're not really. Well, anyway, we're family. So Jake was talking about how, what was it, Monday, the beginning of the week. We talked about the Super Bowl commercials because, that's the biggest story. There's nothing going on, Russia, Ukraine, and look, we're in the brink of war. Of course, the president's not in Washington, D.C. He's heading to Ohio today. And the vice president, well, she's in charge of, she's too busy along the border. No, only kidding. She's actually flying to Germany because she's somehow going to talk and have a conversation about Ukraine because, nothing says we're going to solve the problems of the Russia-Ukraine crisis like the vice president of the United States making her way to Ukraine to have a conversation about it. It seems like, listen, I'm just saying, if you were a conspiracy theorist, let's just do this. Let's play the game. If you were a conspiracy theorist, you would almost say, it's really weird how the attack on Ukraine was supposed to happen yesterday, but it didn't happen, and we're getting word that Russia is pulling out troops, but the United States is saying they're putting more troops out there, and there's all kinds of things that are happening, but we're not getting the feel that there's going to be an attack that is imminent, but now the vice president is making her way to Ukraine, almost as if she has a diplomatic conversation and there's a diplomatic end to this, that the president and the vice president could say, see, it was because we talked to him. We did this. We stopped the whole thing. We stopped World War III. Hey, you want to vote for us now in 22? We're not as bad as you think we are. I mean, just because every once in a while the guy says
true international average of pressure
and might say and wants to talk about
I got hairy legs
and he says things like it's
we choose truth over facts
doesn't mean he's not competent. Okay. So Monday the news wanted to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show and how amazing it was, and then they wanted to talk about the commercials, and then I brought up the fact that Austin Powers was being used, the movie and the characters all came together for a GM. Everybody's got an electric vehicle, right? And we're going to go get one because they're super affordable and they're great on your wallet and they're great for the environment, of course. So when you get all those batteries that are being put into the ground and everything, I'm just wondering what happens to all of that whole thing going on. It doesn't seem any, and the parts that come from other places like China and other countries who have absolutely no care about the environment, and so you'll never get to zero carbon emissions because it's impossible when parts of your vehicle are made in a country that doesn't care about the climate. Anyway, we have that. So Jake said something happened to him very unusual. What happened yesterday?
I was watching TikTok and it was...
Okay, that's not unusual. You watch it all the time.
No, that's not the unusual
Oh, okay.
part.
You mean, all right, so you were watching TikTok.
And apparently it's popular for people to just kind of like act out scenes from movies, but not really acting. They're just kind of doing the voiceover.
Kind of like when...
like when Britney Spears lip syncs.
Or Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when Ferris Bueller's in Chicago and he's doing the twist and shout and he's doing all
Why would you do this?
What?
Why would you reference some old movie?
Because it's iconic. That scene is iconic.
What scene?
In Ferris Bueller, when Ferris skips school and they go to Chicago and they go to the theater and they go to look at the museum and they're walking around and there's a parade going on in the middle of the city. So Ferris, because he can do anything, hops onto one of the parade floats and he starts lip syncing Danke Shane, and then he goes into Twist and Shout and the whole city's going crazy, and it is only Ferris could do because he's Ferris Bueller. And he lip synced the songs, and you have no clue what I'm talking about.
I mean, I know the movie. I've heard of it.
You don't know that part? That part's iconic.
No.
Okay. So Britney Spears lip syncs. She lip syncs for a living.
Yeah.
Okay. So the point is that you were on TikTok and what happened?
Somebody was basically acting out a scene from one of the Austin Power movies, and I had never seen it on TikTok before. I didn't even know, and the person was somewhat young. I mean, they were definitely a Zoomer.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if they know what they were referencing.
Okay.
But it was there, and I just find it, quite odd that we were talking about it. And then TikTok was like, hey, you might like this.
So they send you something that you might like when you never ever in your history even wanted to make a reference to Austin Powers and even barely know the characters and the movie. And somehow the one thing that popped up on your TikTok feed was a video of a dude who was lip syncing Austin Powers. That seems odd.
A little bit.
Well, TikTok already has an agreement like with Apple and Google, a privacy protection that they're doing. Remember the whole thing with privacy protection? So TikTok is not as unsafe as it used to be. I mean, they're not. Nobody's looking at your information. Nobody is pulling all that stuff in. The kind of, hey, I'm talking about a Jaguar. I love Jaguars. The Jaguars are great cats. I love the cat. The Jaguar is a great cat. And the next thing you know, something on your Facebook feed or whatever it is pops up and says, hey, look at this Jaguar. It's like, the only reason, and you've never cared about a Jaguar ever in your history, right? That doesn't happen. They've already made agreements that they're not going to do that kind of thing. So I'm not really sure why you would.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, I'm sorry. TikTok's Chinese owned. Wait, do you think they follow laws and rules? Hold on a second. According to an exclusive report from The Wrap, Chinese-based app TikTok is sidestepping Apple and Google privacy protections to provide the company's Beijing-based parent company ByteDance full access to user data. So they haven't done a dang thing. They say that studies conducted by white hat cybersecurity experts that hack for the public good were completed in November 2020 and January 21st. That the outlet had verified the studies and confirmed their conclusions with 5 independent experts. The summaries of the studies pretty much say that TikTok is able to avoid code audits on the Apple and Google App Store. And so they also said, more alarmingly, that it found that TikTok is capable of changing the app's behavior as it pleases without users' knowledge and utilizes device tracking that essentially gives the company and third parties an all-access pass to user data. So listen, you keep on TikTok, stay right there, and enjoy all your lip syncing and all the other things that you seem to like on TikTok, because the cool thing is China's got nothing to do with it and they're pulling data, but what's China going to do? I mean, come on, they're so far away. It's not like they care about you. Okay. So there's that. That's good stuff. Hey, when you're speaking about good stuff, you can't help but talk about Hillary Clinton.
I'm really offended personally.
Wait a minute, I didn't even say anything yet. I'm being kind. So she finally commented on the Durham probe after it added fuel to the fire and the questions about her ducking the other day. The recent filing from the probe saying people working for her campaign worked with a tech executive to collect derogatory information on Trump, looking into DNS lookups in various servers, including Trump Tower and the White House, spying on an American president. But nothing to see here. You people are a bunch of dopes. How do I know? Because Jimmy Kimmel tells me.
Meanwhile, Trump's terrible kids are making the rounds, desperately trying to protect the golden goose. Last night, Eric took time out of his busy schedule to promote this made-up Hillary Clinton spying case they're now pumping into the Fox News viewers' soft oatmeal-like brain.
Soft oatmeal-like brain. That's you. Yeah, so you're a bunch of soft oatmeal-brained Fox listeners, and you're just sucking all this up like it's legit. Really? And you care about Jimmy Kimmel doing this because he has an audience, and it's a liberal audience, and they're sucking it up like it's gospel. Don't you understand? Okay. So Hillary was approached by a reporter from the Daily Mail, and she was like, yeah, I'm not having any of
Laura
this.
Collins, Daily Mail. Did you pay to spy on the Trump campaign? When are you going to comment on the spying allegations, Hillary?
Hello. Goodbye.
Did you pay for having spied on?
How about that? She got approached by someone from the Daily Mail, and she's like, hi. Yeah, okay. But she did put out a tweet. Here you go. She's upset, everybody. All right. Yep. Trump and Fox. You know, right there, do we need to go any further with the response from Hillary Clinton on all of this? Desperately spinning up a fake scandal to distract from his real ones. So it's a day that ends in Y. Oh, that's kind of clever, actually. A day that ends... You get that? A day that ends in Y? Because they all do. Oh, I get it. Okay. The more his misdeeds are exposed, the more they lie. For those interested in reality, here's a good debunking of their latest nonsense from Vanity Fair. That's what I want to do. I want to go to Vanity Fair and some liberal-leaning outlet to diffuse the situation. Okay, gotcha. All right. That is funny. She did this, right? She cooks up this whole scheme. She's got her own scandals to deal with. Hey, remember Uranium One? Anybody want to talk about anything like that or any of the other scandals that Hillary Clinton has had in the past and the Clinton? Yeah, okay. So there she goes. She's dealing with the Russians, but she's saying Trump's dealing with the Russians and using them to take down a candidate. And the Trump Fox thing it's all pretty hysterical. And let's just remember that the media knew that there was no spying all along because they told us.
It's completely wrong. It did not happen. There was no spying. There was
it's Pizzagate. The conspiracy gene.
Exactly. It's Pizzagate.
The conspiracy gene is no more accurate than Pizzagate.
No one was spying on the president through the microwave.
No one spied on the Trump campaign.
There was no spying.
There was no spying.
No spying.
There was 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 no spying.
Wow. By the way, there was no spying, of course.
There was no spying.
There was no spying
on the Trump campaign.
On the Trump campaign.
It's been a year and a half.
There was no spying on the Trump campaign.
Of this crap.
No spying on the Trump campaign.
Which is a conspiracy theory.
No spying on the Trump campaign. Facts matter.
And, oh, by the way, no. There was no spying on the Trump campaign.
Oh, man, what a great job the Media Research Center putting together all the video of MSNBC, CNN, NBC, go on and on and on, all the alphabet networks and the fake news legacy media saying there was no spying going on. You're a bunch of dopes. You're a bunch of oatmeal brain dopes. By the way, Svetlana Lakova, who was someone who was mentioned in all of this Russia collusion hoax and part of the nonsense and the outrage that the Clinton campaign and everybody else involved put her through. She was the one that supposedly was connected with Mike Flynn. She likes to mention that 45 times, everybody, Clinton, the name Clinton, 45 times. 45 mentions in the original criminal indictment and 19 mentions in the latest filing. And Hillary's response is to attack Trump. 45 mentions of Clinton, 19 mentions now in the latest filing, but Hillary had nothing to do with this. So everybody move along. There was no spying. Okay, we're all good. We're all clear? Okay, we're all good. Great. All right, what else? Oh, man, we've got so much here in the state of Florida. Once again, here we go with the attacks on the governor and the lies and the fake, it's not fake lies. It's real lies and it's fake news going against the governor. What's the latest? Can I pull? All right. Coming up, I'll let you know about the latest fake news. Charlie Crist, he's got a gotcha. There's a gotcha on the governor. Oh. Can I just tell you something? If Charlie Crist running for governor in the state of Florida, if Charlie Crist puts out a tweet going after the governor because he said something so outrageous that it's going to hurt his political chances. Can we just laugh? Can we just, yeah.
This is what you do. What you do.
Yeah, what you do is lie. Okay. So we'll get to some of that. The polling out of the state of Florida would suggest that somebody's got to be a little bit worried. So we'll let you know about the latest polling. And I know a lot of people this morning were asking if we could talk about not only the, again, lies about the don't say gay bill, and it just continues, but there's also some stories out about how, look, there are people that are starting to wake up across the country. San Francisco had a big vote yesterday on recalling some of their school board members, and there's a little more to that we'll get to. But Virginia also has had enough with not only the way parents are being treated, but certainly the way our kids are being treated with masks and mask mandates. And so there's a lot going on we're going to get to. Coming up on Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. There we go. Traffic. Okay, let's do Therese O'Shea right now with the traffic. Here we go.
Heading out on 75, still dealing with trouble in Charlotte County. Southbound on the interstate, a crash off to the right-hand shoulder. It's been out there for about 5 hours, but tow trucks are still on scene trying to get things cleared. In Lehigh Acres, we have a crash involving 4 vehicles with injuries and roadblock. That's at Gunnery Road South and 8th Street Southwest, causing delays on Gunnery south of Lee Boulevard. May want to avoid the area. Also have a crash right near Riverdale High School on Buckingham Road, just south of Palm Beach Boulevard, and along Pine Island Road near the racetrack in Cape Coral, just causing some slight slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A day of near-record warmth on the way. Highs hitting near 87 degrees for today with just a stray shower, a possibility for this afternoon, especially for inland areas. Otherwise, mix of sun and clouds, breezy at times with winds of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look for a low near 67, waking up on your Friday, 85 for your Friday daytime high. A stray shower remains the forecast for tomorrow. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
The 2022 Southwest Florida Lee County Fair is just around the corner. The Mega Pass is on sale now for just $25. Talk about saving money. It's good for gate admission and unlimited rides on any one day of your choice. Free entertainment throughout the fair. There's something for everyone. Mega Passes and advanced general admission tickets are on sale now online at swflcfair.com/tickets. The 2022 Southwest Florida Lee County Fair. Making memories since 1924.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. The open enrollment for the 2022 Affordable Care Act plans is over until next year. If you selected one of those high-deductible, limited network plans, you're not stuck with it. There is another option. My Freedom of Choice plan puts most of the coverage up front, where you only meet your deductible if you're in the hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. This plan is available all year round to those who qualify, and you don't have to be vaccinated. If you are paying for your own health insurance, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712, or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, where we can custom design a plan managed by you, not the government.
The Diamond District is a retail store selling at wholesale prices. Their team will help you define what is best for you and your budget by walking you through the variety of factors that change the beauty and prices of a diamond. And you can be sure that with Jason and Todd, you will buy a diamond at a wholesale price.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Does anybody find it weird that a Florida judge is temporarily blocking the release of records that have to do with the death of Bob Saget? Something's not right? Wouldn't you agree with that? Like,
I seen the argument yesterday that apparently the family doesn't want to be traumatized.
Yeah, I think that. So a couple of things, right? Because there are a lot of people that are looking at the story and saying, well, we come to find out that his death, I guess, was. They're claiming, right, he fell, but the blunt force trauma to his head was something that many people have described as something that it would happen equivalent to a 30 or 40-foot fall, or somebody hitting somebody in the head. I mean, it's graphic and it's awful. And if you're the family, you're thinking, look, I don't want photos and records being put out about this because we say so. I mean,
but isn't it a little weird? I mean, normally autopsies are pretty public.
Well, it's no. I mean, I don't think, unless I'm missing something, and there's nothing criminal. Nobody's claiming anything criminal. So the family's like, look, we just don't want you to do this. Respect the privacy. This is what happened, and this is what it is, and just leave us alone. I mean, that's what the family's basically saying, and the judge is like, yeah. So we're just going to put a temporary hold. We'll see where it goes. But it's an awful story. All around.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Go for Cornerstone.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596 Back.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear, taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now through Lehigh Acres, dealing with a crash on Gunnery Road with roadblock and injuries at 8th Street Southwest. So watch out for delays as you're heading through that stretch of Lehigh. Major backups also toward Riverdale High School. That's over near Buckingham Road and Palm Beach Boulevard with a crash we're watching there. In Collier County, 75's all clear, but just past that I-75 overpass on Vanderbilt Beach Road, you'll notice a crash causing westbound backups coming from near Vineyards Elementary and Oaks Boulevard toward Livingston Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warmth for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds. and a bit of a breeze at times with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers with a high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Do you value professionalism and punctuality? Want to learn from and work with the best pros in the electrical industry? Then you're just who we're looking for. Mr. Sparky is seeking hardworking, committed, and trustworthy individuals. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training. So come join our team at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 Sparky.
An equal opportunity employer.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited,
Oh, yeah.
Dave. Tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This winter, Comcast Business is helping Team USA and businesses across America stay ahead during the Olympic Winter Games. Keep yours ahead too, with reliable connectivity and secure solutions on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. And get access to over 20 million Wi-Fi hotspots from coast to coast to help you stay connected on the go. So no matter what big event comes up, your team can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with Internet and Voice for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to get free installation and 1 month free with a qualifying bundle. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to learn more. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, if your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds,
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Keep the number handy. In 10 more minutes, your chance to win a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. It will be yours just for playing Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Have a little bit of fun with that. I was just going to tell you this, Jake, on the air, but now it went away. It was trending on Twitter from the LA Times. Do you know who Bryan Cranston is?
Yes.
Okay. So it basically said, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, the LA Times, this is what's happening on Twitter. You know, they have all these trending things there. Bryan Cranston said, I need to learn more and do better, talking about his white privilege. So Bryan Cranston, the actor, just wondering what that looks like. What do you do when you feel like, or you're told that you have white privilege? What's the answer to that? The answer is always taking away something, taking away maybe your ability to speak, your ability to do business, your ability to what does that look like? What is the answer? That's always part of the question, isn't it? We're allowed to talk about it, right? Because there has to be an answer to all the things that we're told that are wrong with the country, that are wrong with us. There is always an answer, and the answer is fundamentally transforming, tearing down institutions, not being able to speak about certain things, maybe not even being able to do business, right? I mean, that's part of it. You gotta do something. You know, that is an interesting point that somebody was talking to me just a couple of weeks ago. And I don't know if it was, maybe it was from a book that they were talking about with regard to transgender and kids and what they're learning and where we are right now in this gender identity push and world and sexual orientation and gender identity, which is being attacked here in the state. Those that want to make sure that teachers are not going to have kindergarten, first, second, third graders presented with all of their points of view as to what is gender identity and sexual orientation. No, that's not for them. They're too young. We'll handle this, and this is a conversation that we have. Thank you very much. But that ultimately, if you're told in school that you're privileged, there is something about you that is not right, and collectively, we have to do something about you because of the problems that you present because of the color of your skin or your heritage or whatever the case may be, that there is an answer. There is a fix. That there is a place that you can go and people that will understand and can help you with this. And present a pathway for you to go to places that you wouldn't otherwise go. And if you're told enough that you're not loved and you're not pretty enough or you're not smart enough or all of these other things, well, maybe it's because who you think you are is not who you are. And deep inside, that maybe it's a struggle that you have with yourself. And that's how you have kids today being pushed into these groups. And especially with questions about your sexual orientation or gender, there's a group that loves you. It understands. Come on over. And when you hear, for example, about the Florida's new parental rights in education bill, where, of course, for the past couple of days, we had Joe Harding on, one of the co-sponsors of the bill. We've talked about this even yesterday with State Representative Bob Rommel and others, how this idea of a quote-unquote don't say gay bill is not what it is. And when Twitter is presenting it, and again, not everybody's on Twitter, I get it, but there are enough people that are on it that will present it to their friends or people that they know this way. Yesterday, what was trending on Twitter. Political commentator Ben Shapiro shares his thoughts on Florida's new parental rights and education bill, which would prohibit the discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in the state's primary schools. No, nobody said that. That's not what it is. It's not about if a kid talks to another kid, if they're in the hallway or whatever. It's about a teacher presenting their point of view to a classroom filled with kindergarten, first, second, third graders about their thoughts on sexual orientation and gender identity and making it part of their classroom discussion. And so that people in the state have a problem with that. Parents have a problem with that. And why would you discuss it in a third grade class? And especially with a lot of left-wing activists who, have an agenda. They would love nothing more than to push kids in that direction. Now, if you doubt me, then please explain this teacher who has a special way that they figured out to have this discussion with these primary school kids.
The goal of the transition closet is for our students to be able to wear the clothes that their parents approve of, come to school, and then swap out into the clothes that fit who they truly are. And I use the idea that this is like Superman changing in a phone booth. But that idea actually goes a lot further than that, because Superman isn't Clark Kent. Clark Kent is actually the disguise. And when Clark Kent goes into the phone booth, he transforms into Superman, who's really just who he truly is.
Sorry, just asking the questions. The goal of the transition closet is for our students to wear clothes that their parents approve of. They come to school, and then they swap them out in the clothes that fit who they truly are. Did you want to say something, Jake?
How's a kid supposed to find out who they truly are if they pretend to be something they're not?
Listen, Dave, the teachers will handle this. Do you not understand? You send your kids to be taught by teachers that are going to teach them. That means blanket statement. That's everything. You've got nothing to worry about. They will discover and find out who they truly are for you in all kinds of confusing ways. Oh, but we don't do this in Lee County. We don't do this in Collier County. This is some teacher in California or something like that. Are you sure about that? No, because we would know. Because somebody would say something. Yeah, you sure about that? Forgive me for being a little skeptical. Because we've seen what has happened across the country and here in Southwest Florida. But again, it's outrageous. And listen, it plays into what has been happening here. A lot of the lies that have been perpetrated. Christopher Rufo putting out on his Twitter account yesterday, the Democrats' internal polling is showing that critical race theory and other culture war issues are alarmingly potent for Republicans. If, quote, if Democrats don't answer Republican hits, the party operatives warn the GOP's lead on the generic ballot balloons to 14 points. This out of Politico, GOP culture war attacks alarmingly potent, DCCC warns. And what they're trying to say is two different things. Number one, in the article, their own research showing about these battleground voters think that the party is preachy, judgmental, focused on culture wars, and that they have a stark warning for Democrats unless they more forcibly confront the GOP's alarmingly potent culture war attacks, from critical race theory to defunding the police. They risk losing significant ground to Republicans in the midterms. There is that, but there's also the side that wants to let you know that they're potent because they're lies. They're potent because they're filling the oatmeal-like brains of the Fox News listeners, as Jimmy Kimmel put it on his program yesterday. Filling you with lies. And this is not, critical race theory doesn't even exist. Nobody's teaching critical race theory in our schools. It's not, really? You sure about that? Again, the way it's being talked about by the left in this country would have you believe that, and some on school boards. You don't even have to be. You could be fake Republicans on school boards at telling people that, oh, listen, I'm a Republican through and through, and I believe in your values and everything else. And behind the scenes, it's like, hey, how we doing with that diversity, equity, inclusion, critical race theory? We doing all right? Yeah, just let it go. It's no big deal. Let them argue all they want. It's okay. We don't listen to them. They don't know. They don't know. They're just parents. What do they know? They don't have degrees in teaching like we do. But that's part of it. They're going to have you believe that it's all lies. It's not being taught. And everybody knows the truth. Well, not everybody knows the truth. You do. and we're not going away. But again, and you're asking for the trust that what we are concerned about is nothing to be concerned about, because it's not like you describe. It's just not happening. Are you sure about that? You've got Charlie Crist. Now, look, take it for what it's worth. Charlie Crist is desperate to try to do something to get out there, to break through some of the polling. Hey, you want to know what the polling is lately in the state of Florida? How about that? Well, I guess why has it got to be dramatic? Okay. 22 Florida governor poll from yesterday. Interactive polls. It's a website that does this. Registered voters between February 7th to the 10th. Ron DeSantis, 51. Charlie Crist, 43%. That's an 8-point lead. Ron DeSantis, 53 to Nikki Fried, 42%. That's an 11-point lead. Ron DeSantis, Annette Taddeo, 53 to 37. That's a 16-point lead. And the governor's approval rating is 53%. And as Edmund Brown, our good friend of Fox News Radio, mentioned in his Twitter feed, there's a time when Florida was purple. Boy, things are changing. So Charlie Crist, desperate along with other Democrats to do something, anything to make a dent, have come up with what has to be the most disgusting attack, the latest disgusting attack on the governor. And I wish I had more time to get into it, but let's just put it this way. CBS Local Miami puts out a news report. Faith business leaders blast DeSantis immigration moves, decrying it as cruel and mean-spirited. Catholic leaders, business owners and Cuban-American emigres on Thursday castigated the governor. And so Charlie Crist read this and he's all over it. I wish attacking the Archbishop of Miami for standing up for defenseless children was some kind of aberration, but for DeSantis and his team, nothing is out of bounds, no matter how foul. How foul is it? Well, what's the story? Apparently, the Department of Children and Families Thursday rolled out a proposed rule to carry out an order that talks about the concern that there is with housing and resources for unaccompanied immigrant children, and that there is a concern about the trafficking of kids happening. And so the story out of CBS Miami Local takes the governor's words completely out of context. DeSantis held a news conference with Cuban-American supporters in Miami, joined by people who participated in the Pedro Pan operation that relocated more than 14,000 Cuban children to the U.S. in the 60s, used the event to blast President Joe Biden for what the governor called a crisis at the country's Mexican border. And their quote was, the governor saying this, to equate what's going on at the southern border to Operation Pedro Pan is actually disgusting, DeSantis said. But on Thursday, Catholic Archbishop Thomas Wensky called the governor's order in the Miami event political theater and a new low in the zero-sum politics in our divisive times. Well, with all due respect to the Catholic Archbishop, that's not what the governor was talking about. The concern for the Department of Children and Families is these unaccompanied immigrant children that are in the country right now and are being taken in, and the concern is about their welfare and what is happening with with trafficking. Because, again, how many kids are being trafficked through, and we've been through this a million times, the 2 million that have come across our southern border and using kids to get into the country, and then off they go, and not our concern because the smugglers helping people get in and not a care in the world about those kids. Governor cares about what's going on. It's not what he said. They took it completely out of context. Christina Plushaw had to mention to Charlie Crist, you're lying because it's on video. It's not what he was talking about. Pedro Pan was 14,000 immigrant children that were being brought here from Cuba in the 60s because of the battles that their family were taking against Fidel Castro and the forces there in Cuba. And the concern was for the kids. And so they wanted to get the kids out of the country. They were concerned about what was happening with Cuba changing and the safety and security of their own kids. So they sent the kids to this country. That's what Pedro Pan was. So they took him completely out of context. And the governor actually said at this roundtable, Quote, I just think there's a lot of bad analogies that get made in modern political discourse. But to equate what's going on with the southern border with mass trafficking of humans, illegal entry, drugs, all this other stuff, with Operation Pedro Pan, which I just described to you what it was, quite frankly, is disgusting. It's wrong. It's not even close to the same thing. They're trying to make it seem like they're one and the same, but they're not, and the governor described it. And what did the CBS Local Miami do, and what did Charlie Chris do to jump on, and who else will jump on this? Take it out of context and make it sound like the governor said something awful when he said nothing of the sort. It's disgusting. It's lying. It's just bad politics. And you wonder why Democrats have a hard time in the state. I don't know. It's weird. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Let's do it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. The 9th caller right now will play and win a $35 gift certificate to the Great Alda's Diner, 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. Call now. It's up next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Lassiter, CEO and one of the managing partners of Key City Capital. And just recently, we held an in-person investor meeting right here in Naples and had over 100 attendees show up to learn about building their wealth rapidly. Key City Capital has been actively investing in cash-flowing real estate for over 10 years and generating safe, secure, double-digit returns for our investors. Key City Capital was founded to build and preserve wealth for our clients, as well as provide assistance with tax mitigation. And over 100 people just can't be wrong.
Call Key City Capital today to reserve your spot for our next dinner event. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Chevy sales, Marty speaking.
Who's got monumental savings on every Chevy in stock?
Let me guess.
You got it, buddy. Victory Lane Chevrolet.
So, I've got savings too.
Okay, but yours aren't monumental. You just mark up the original price.
You spying on me?
Don't have to. I read your reviews.
Who cares?
Well, apparently you don't. So car buyers head to Victory Lane for no payments until June on all new Chevys and a hassle-free experience. Plus, Victory Lane pardons bad credit with their goal, 100% credit approval. I just wish they could pardon your reviews.
I got a review for you. 0 stars.
Oh, so he does read his reviews. Get monumental savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Make no payments for up to 120 days. Shop new Chevy Silverados, leased from just $399 a month. Victory Lane Chevrolet, on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. 36-month lease must have current lease and household. $2,000 down plus tax and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles. Offers cannot combine. Ends 2/28/22.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Kenny out in Bokeelia. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you want a PhD or associate's degree. Question search starts right now. Hey, Kenny, if the president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The
VP, Vice President.
Yeah, let that sink in, everybody. All right, so you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
Bill of Rights.
That is correct. All right, let's see. You got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. All right, now what stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? What's that called?
Checks and balances.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's degree. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1955, Congress orders all U.S. coins to be stamped with what? What words were put on coins in 1955?
In God we trust.
That is correct, sir. Oh, look at you, Kenny and Bokeelia. Congratulations, you got yourself a PhD. You feeling pretty good today?
I feel great. I'm blessed.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, if I got any better, I'd begin to build for it.
Okay, there you go. And you got yourself also a $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner, 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. It's a great place to eat. You can talk politics. You can eat some great food. It's a fantastic place. So stay there, Kenny, out in Bokeelia. Hey, by the way, has anybody ever called it something like they call it Bokeelia? You ever have anybody mispronounce Bokeelia?
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Yeah.
I really thank you for taking my call, and you keep up the good work.
All right, well, you do exactly what you're doing.
In the dark.
Well, I appreciate you, sir. Stay right there, Kenny. All right, we'll catch up on some more topics on the way. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
He's not giving up. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The president will go to Ohio today touting that new infrastructure law and pushing the spending plan still stalled at the Senate.
President Biden is already warning that energy prices here could go through the roof if Russia decides to invade Ukraine.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Lorain, Ohio.
He's going to look for a solution from Democrats in Congress, pushing the Build Back Better plan. In fact, he's teasing what he's going to say today on Twitter. He says, my Build Back Better agenda, it'll help meet the moment on climate, create good paying jobs, and lower energy costs for Americans.
Now, inflation is the top concern for those surveyed in a new Quinnipiac poll. Only 35% approve of the job the president is doing overall. The U.S. and NATO don't believe Russia's claims of a true pullback from the Ukraine border.
The trend, the net effect has been a steady increase. But you know, the fact that you're putting a battle tank on a train and move it in some direction doesn't prove withdrawal of troops.
NATO leader Jens Stoltenberg, the U.S. still maintains the Ukraine invasion could happen any day. Testimony resumes at the hate crimes trial for 3 white men already convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. Fox's Evan Brown is on the case live.
Yeah, Dave, this is a federal trial against Gregory and Travis McMichael, the father and adult son, and their neighbor, William Bryan. On Wednesday, the jurors heard from an FBI agent detailing years of text messages from all 3 defendants containing racial slurs and social media posts describing violence against black people. All 3 of them are already serving life sentences in a Georgia prison for Arbery's murder. They were convicted in state court last fall of chasing Arbery and shooting him as he jogged through their neighborhood near Brunswick, Dave.
But another state easing guidance on masks. Michigan no longer advises local leaders to require them in schools or other indoor places. The U.S. women's Olympic hockey team has to settle for silver, losing to Canada 3-2 in the gold medal game. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's the want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic. Morning commute in Collier County is busy, dealing with a lot of crashes and backups out there right now. Heading through Golden Gate Parkway at the westbound off-ramp, we have a crash on Airport Road North. No injuries, but seeing slowdowns there. More crash delays over on Immokalee Road and Oil Well Road, with injuries reported right near Palmetto High School and Corkscrew Elementary. In Immokalee, we have a crash on East Main Street in the 500 block and along Immokalee Drive in the 1600 block with injuries. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warmth for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and a bit of a breeze at times, with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high, with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers at the high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
In Florida, we know a thing or two about championships.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
And here in Southwest Florida, we have our own championship team, My Shower Door. My Shower Door has made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing businesses in the United States for the 6th time. And because of that growth, My Shower Door needs more teammates. My Shower Door is a family business making frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida with a staff of 130 plus. So if you're ready to join the championship team, check out the jobs careers link at myshowerdoor.com.
Look, if you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, and hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again, with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. And these powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joint, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now, 239-893-PAIN, and wake up to a life without pain. Give them a call right now, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. The website, Steele S3Es. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to our podcast and our channel on Rumble. We always appreciate Congressman Byron Donalds taking a few minutes out of his day to join us and keep us updated on a lot of things that are happening. How are you this morning, sir?
Doing good, Drew.
Good.
Doing good.
All right. I know we had a nice town hall recently, and a lot of folks in Southwest Florida showing up, and certainly a lot of the things that we'll discuss. A couple of Florida issues that I wanted to get to and your thoughts on, including what I'm hearing is issues with funding the Florida Guard, and again, the politics there at play, and we'll get to that in just a second. But hey, I want to get your thoughts on this. Kamala Harris is heading to Germany for meetings with, I guess, the Ukraine president. Are we sure we could do this? Because she's so busy along the southern border. I can't imagine she's got that kind of time. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Trust me, Drew, she's got that kind of time.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, look, the reality is that, Kamala Harris isn't doing anything about the border. We all know this. That's a political show from D.C. The news media has moved on. Illegal immigration has continued to be exacerbated. And, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. It's either her or Biden going over there, and I think I probably would have her go. I'm just not sure with Joe Biden at all. And I'm just being perfectly honest here. This is not about Republican Democrat politics. This is about making sure you have somebody who at least is coherent over there having these conversations.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's not a good look. It's certainly, even when we know what's going on along the border and not happening. I mean, we're over, 2 million. They just keep coming across. The numbers on our southern border cannot be ignored. They are absolutely outrageous, the latest numbers that I'm hearing about. And also the fact that, you've got the administration doing what with regard to this? And then you have AOC. What was it yesterday? Wasn't AOC saying that she was so proud of fighting to get funding monies for illegals and all these the benefits and everything that they deserve and need in this fight, right? I guess helping huge amounts of illegals get stimulus checks. How does that even resonate? Yeah. How does that resonate to the American people when she fights for that?
It doesn't. But you got to understand, in New York, they're letting illegal immigrants vote in municipal elections.
Yeah.
So this is all part of their plan. I mean, look, this is the same member who basically has said that she feels democracy is going to end in a decade if she doesn't get her way. And the crazy part is, Drew, is that that's her. This is her honest viewpoint. But if you examine the policy decisions that she has and that the political left has, they're the ones that are moving us towards fascism. Mm-hmm. This is them. This is not Republicans. This is not conservatives. Yeah. So I think if democracy dies in America, that's going to be because of the radical left. It's not going to be because of conservative Republicans.
Yeah, and I wonder, I hear some of, I watch because I have to and because I know nobody else will, but I take I'll take the pain of watching CNN and MSNBC and the like. And they're kind of screaming from the rooftops a little bit about democracy will die. I mean, this country will die. Everything will change as we know it if Republicans are voted into office, which, of course, the hyperbolic statements that they always make. But they're thinking about what has to be talked about, what they need to do to pivot. I mean, I guess the Democrat Party, they're even talking about saying, hey, listen, when it comes to defunding the police, don't talk about that stuff. Don't say these things. They have no way out. How did they get out of all the things that they've talked about in the past and now all of a sudden pivot on a dime to say quite the opposite? Because they see what we see. They know that these policies are destructive. They can't pivot, can they?
They're going to try, but I don't think they're going to be successful. I mean, look, what happened earlier this week, there were 3 school board members in San Francisco that were recalled.
Yep.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about Lee County, Florida. We're talking about San Francisco. And they recalled 3 school board members. They're looking at the DA out there. He's next. He's up on the block in terms of getting recalled, and that might happen. The radical left is in serious trouble. I know that the Democrats, they're having their campaign conversations like we are on our side of the aisle right now. And they're telling their members what you're talking about, like moderate the message. Just talk about supporting police, save communities, wanting an end to racism and all this kind of stuff. Just be real mild with what they talk about, because if they actually talk about the things that they want to do, that on the generic ballot, Republicans will beat them by 14 points on a generic ballot.
All right.
If they talk about what they actually want. And if we talk about what their ideas are and they combat it with moderate talk, we still beat them by 6 to 8 points on a generic ballot, Drew. This is what Democrat elected officials are looking at. That's why now you have 30 Democrat members of Congress who've now said they are retiring. 30. This is the largest number that there's ever been going into a midterm. There's never been this many Democrat retirements. But the reason why this is happening, and this is the old guard Democrats. This is not the people who just got elected the last 2 cycles. These are the old guard Democrats, people who've been around more than about 6 to 8 years. The reason why they're retiring is because they see the writing on the wall. They screwed up. They went too far. They were too radical. The American people don't want it, and there's going to be a grand awakening come November. And now they're trying to change the topic. They're trying to move on. They're trying to get away from this stuff. They're trying to go back to the old playbook, which is, Trump is the greatest danger to democracy. Look, you mentioned about MSNBC and CNN. Yeah. These guys are like that old band that they only had one song. And the one song was pretty good, but not great. But it's the only thing they can play. So that's what they keep playing, and nobody cares anymore. That's what they are.
Yeah,
that's
but in that reference, let me say this, as somebody who has a history of music background like I do, I'll tell you this, that small hit still continues to pay. Somebody's buying it. So there is a percentage of people that will still buy what they're selling. I mean, that's part, that's part of it. But then on the other side, which I think is humorous, is that the voices that are the loudest that they have given airtime to are not changing their narrative. They're not going to do it. They're going to continue, Cory Bush and AOC and all of them. They're going to continue to have their voices heard, and they're going to continue to stay on message. They're not leaving their message as much. And all of these quote unquote, I guess you want to say, these are the moderate Democrats. Here they are. No. They're not going to get the time, because the others have had the time. They've been the loudest. I don't think those voices go away, because I don't think the media necessarily wants them to go away. I think they want to continue that message.
No, the media doesn't want them to go away because, it gives them something to talk about. Drew, what do Democrats really talk about if they're not being radical? What are they going to talk about? Lowering taxes? No. They're going to talk about less regulations? No, they have to be radical. That's what they're doing. Look, Eric Adams, the new mayor of New York, just fired 1,400 people. He just fired them for not getting a vaccine. So I'm talking to some people last night, and I'm like, well, if you can fire somebody for not getting a vaccine, how about we do something really radical? How about we fire government workers who don't do their job? Stuff like that. Like, if you're not working and doing your job, how about we fire you? Because you're not actually doing what you're supposed to do. But the left has laid out this marker now where if you don't get a vaccine, they're going to fire you. Even in New York, and I'm quite sure these workers in New York, they're not conservative Republicans that are working in the city of New York. They're probably moderate liberals, moderate Democrats, whatever the case might be, but they got put on the chopping block too. And that's why I say there's a reckoning coming for Democrats across the board. They're going to try to pivot, But the reason why it's too late to pivot is because their only other argument has been against Donald Trump. But guess what? He's not on the ballot.
Yeah.
He's not even in social media right now. So they're trying to argue against a boogeyman that doesn't even exist. And in the same time, they've been a complete disaster for the country.
Yeah.
So where are you going to go?
Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I noticed you have joined with others to talk about the concerns that you have about allocating additional resources for the Florida Guard. Boy, it sure smells like politics, what's going on here. A lot of things that happen in D.C. and what we see going on. What's the latest with this situation?
I mean, the latest is that, our population has grown in the state of Florida more than any other state, but our National Guard in proportions to our population is actually one of the lowest percentages in the country. And plus, our National Guard engages in far more things than a lot of other states because, we have things like hurricanes and things of that nature. And we also deploy our National Guard troops to other states and other areas when needed. So what we're looking for is just consistent funding from the federal government in order to actually make sure that we have National Guard troops that we need to support the citizens of our state. This is simple stuff. I mean, look. I'm a fiscal conservative, always have been, very, very conservative fiscally. But there are certain things the federal government should be funding. This is one of them. The other one is actually finishing the work on Lake Okeechobee. Yeah. The federal government needs to step up and do that too. This is the stuff we should be focused on, as opposed to what happened in Budget Committee yesterday, Drew, where the Democrats had a hearing about abolishing the debt ceiling vote. And they don't want Congress to actually have to vote on a debt ceiling anymore. They just want to authorize the Treasury Secretary to just raise debt as he or she sees fit in order to pay the nation's bills. This is what the Democrats are talking about, folks. They're talking about getting rid of a debt ceiling vote in Congress, so Congress doesn't have to vote to raise the nation's debt. The executive branch can just raise it whenever it wants to.
How? And just a personal question. How frustrating is it for you? For as long as I've known you and I know how you care about this issue, how frustrating is it for you when you see that there's just not a care in the world fiscally for what's happening in D.C.? Like just the things that they are doing, the fundamental knowledge that you have about fiscal responsibility and spending money and what that means and does for inflation and the numbers guy that you are and crunching numbers and all the things that are obvious. And then you see what they're doing and you feel like you're banging a head against the wall.
Well, I mean, what's mostly frustrating about it is that the same people who just have abandoned all sense when it comes to fiscal issues are the same people who've A, spent us into oblivion, and B, want to continue to spend us into oblivion. You know what I mean? This is like, whether you're a husband or a wife listening to the show, this is like, some people who get married to somebody and have no care or concern for spending. And they just continue to spend the money, and you have the meetings and you have the talks, but the money just keeps getting spent. And it's like, hey, honey, we only got but so much money left on a credit card. But then they go to Saks and they keep spending money. Mm-hmm. That's what it's like. And it's very, very frustrating because these people now believe it doesn't matter how much we borrow and it doesn't matter how much we spend. But that is so easy to do when your entire purpose and focus is just spending. Authorizes all spending, has to actually vote in order to increase the debt to continue the spending we already authorized. If that's brinksmanship and they want to give that off to the executive branch, then what is the point of Congress?
Yeah.
Then there is no point of Congress. That's the point I made yesterday in committee. But to your point, Drew, it's super frustrating, especially because there are a lot of people on Capitol Hill. They are older than me. They've been on this earth, obviously, more years than me. They've been on Capitol Hill more years than me. They should know better. Yeah. And they don't. And it is disgusting for the country.
Yeah. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right. I know you're busy. I always appreciate it. And we'll see you very soon. We'll see you next week. Okay. All the best.
See you, Drew. See you, everybody.
See you. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along. Let's find out what's going on with traffic. Trace O'Shea has it.
Morning commute in Collier County is busy, dealing with a lot of crashes and backups out there right now. Heading through Golden Gate Parkway at the westbound off-ramp, we have a crash on Airport Road North. No injuries, but seeing slowdowns there. More crash delays over on Immokalee Road and Oil Well Road with injuries reported right near Palmetto High School and Corkscrew Elementary. In Immokalee, we have a crash on East Main Street in the 500 block and along Immokalee Drive in the 1600 block with injuries. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A day of near-record warmth on the way. Highs hitting near 87 degrees for today with just a stray shower a possibility for this afternoon, especially for inland areas. Otherwise, mix of sun and clouds. Breezy at times with winds of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look for a low near 67, waking up on your Friday, 85 for your Friday daytime high. A stray shower remains the forecast for tomorrow. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter than you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, if your plumbing's just not right. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter than you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, smarter plumbing solutions.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
Attention Medicare recipients. My name is Todd Van Owen. I live, work, play, and volunteer here in our community. New to Medicare, the area, have questions about Medicare Advantage plans, supplements, prescription drug coverage? Need a primary care doctor or specialist? Call me, Todd, 896-3100. Unlike football and TV personalities claiming to know Medicare, I've got over 20 years of local experience educating and enrolling folks in Medicare plans. Call me, Todd, at 896-3100. That's 896-3100.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, a large driving range and practice area, plus Knickers Pub. Also sign up for one of Coral Oaks' comprehensive golf schools. The session's running January through April. You're sure to improve your game. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits.
And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. It's no secret. Mortgage rates are expected to rise in 2022. But for right now, rates are still really good. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the FHA have all increased their loan limits this year, so now is the time to make sure you're locked into the best rates and terms possible. If you're thinking about cash out for projects or simply want to improve your current rate, the time to review this is now, before rates rise. Our no closing cost program can help you get today's low rates without any cost or fees, giving you the flexibility to take advantage of current and future market conditions. Call us for a free review at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. As an RN and health and fitness expert, I know that self-care from head to toe is so important for a healthy, fit lifestyle. One of my secrets for staying active, fit, and pain-free are my amazing art supports from the Good Feet store. It's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. I'm telling you, these were a game changer for me. I am as active as ever, and I feel like myself again. If you have foot pain, knee, hip, or back pain, the first thing you should do is visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk. I'm not going to stop living my best life anytime soon, nor should you. To be the best version of you, you need to take care of yourself, and the Good Feet store can make that happen. And by the way, when you feel great, you look great, and that's the raw truth. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Every day we wake up and look forward to the future, a future that's already here, with cleaner, more reliable energy and bills among the lowest in the nation, just as they've been for over a decade. So how does the typical FPL bill stack up? Well, it's lower than New York, Michigan, California, and many other states, and we'll keep working hard to keep it that way. That's cleaner, more reliable, affordable energy Florida can depend on. Learn more at fpl.com/value.
February, when we celebrate 3 great American leaders, Lincoln, Washington, and Hugo from Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done. For limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99. Install. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now serving Port Charlotte at 4135 Tamiami Trail. Visit rocksolidswfl.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Contrary to claims of troop withdrawal, there's intelligence that Russia is adding troops and equipment near Ukraine's border. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says Russia is again demonstrating
its ability and willingness to threaten the use of force in pursuit of its objectives.
In New York today, a judge hears arguments over whether former President Trump, Ivanka, and Donald Trump Jr. can be questioned under oath by State Attorney General Letitia James for her civil investigation.
This week, the former president's accounting firm said financial statements they prepared could not be relied upon. James said that is proof Trump should be compelled to testify. Trump himself said in a statement the firm was tired of vicious intimidation tactics by authorities investigating him.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The pilot of a small plane is killed crashing into a tractor-trailer on a North Carolina interstate. The truck went off the road and overturned. The driver's hurt. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Morning commute in Collier County is busy, dealing with a lot of crashes and backups out there right now. Heading through Golden Gate Parkway at the westbound off-ramp, we have a crash on Airport Road North. No injuries, but seeing slowdowns there. More crash delays over on Immokalee Road and Oil Well Road with injuries reported right near Palmetto High School and Corkscrew Elementary. In Immokalee, we have a crash on East Main Street in the 500 block and along Immokalee Drive in the 1600 block with injuries. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into a day of near-record warmth for today. Highs will be topping off in the mid and upper 70s, where many of us will be coming at least a degree or two shy of our records, if not tying them. A stray shower is not out of the question, especially inland by this afternoon. Most of us, though, just looking at a mix of sun and clouds and a bit of a breeze at times, with winds out of the south and east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it mild as we head into tonight with additional passing clouds. 67 waking up for your Friday morning, 85 for your Friday afternoon high with a stray shower back in the forecast. Saturday featuring just a slightly higher chance to see a few more showers with a high of 81. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's sports page. These are stressful times. There's turmoil all around us, from our personal concerns about health, family, and finances to our feelings about those who trash this great country, its traditions, its protectors, and its flag. I want to scream and make my voice heard, but instead I'm part of the silent majority, those who are dependable, caring, fair-minded, fiercely patriotic, and who every day help to make America great. Stevie honors the silent majority every day by serving our award-winning food and beverages. Relieve today's stress during our happy hour with a great meal. Choose full-at-the-bone ribs or the best burgers in town, great pizza and more. Most of all, sit down, relax, eat, and drink with others of the silent majority. Stevie honors this great country, its traditions, and the sacrifices made by all those before us and today. Our servicemen, our policemen, our firemen, and doctors, nurses, homemakers, and all others of the silent majority. God bless you, and God bless America, and most importantly, vote. Stevie Tomatoes, Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, let's do it. It's time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Well, I think CDC leadership believes that any mask is better than no mask. But what I'm here to say is that if you want to wear a mask now, you should wear either an N95, a KN95, or a KF94, mostly from Korea. Those 3 mask types are extraordinarily protective against acquiring COVID. A cloth mask, particularly a loose cloth mask or a bandana, worn loosely around the face, is fashion.
Is it fashion? Okay, well, it sounds like the narratives is flipping, everybody. That's CNN's Jake Tapper talking to a epidemiologist doctor friend that they have there on the network, so you can imagine, and saying, listen, masking, what do we do? What's the best way to do this? What are we, K95 and everything? What about the cloth mask? Yeah, if you like fashion, then you wear your cloth mask, because that's pretty much what it's worth. Is anybody looking at a cloth mask and thinking, this really goes well with these pants? No.
Number 4.
Stick hopeful vision for public life isn't a naive dream. It could be a powerful force for change. If Canadians are to trust their government needs to trust Canadians. Those are the words of the Prime Minister in 2015. These people, very often misogynistic, racist, women haters, science deniers, the fringe. Same Prime Minister 6 years later as he fans the flames of an unjustified national emergency. So, Mr. Speaker, when did the Prime Minister lose his way? When did it happen?
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave the Confederate flag.
Okay, there's the answer from Justin Trudeau. So you have a Jewish conservative MP named Melissa Landsman who is calling out Justin Trudeau and all the things that he has said and who he has sided with and what's going on here with his prime minister. And Justin Trudeau's answer is, the Jewish conservative is standing with people who wave swastikas and the Confederate flag. Okay.
Number 3.
Fought tooth and nail for the inclusion of undocumented people in relief packages, stimulus checks, FEMA assistance, and we've actually helped huge amounts of undocumented families in our district get federal relief that many others were trying to lock them out of.
Yeah, and even voting. How about that as well? There's an AOC Democrat representative saying that she's helped huge amounts of illegal immigrants get stimmies. Huge amounts, getting stimmy checks and all kinds of things. I'm just, you're really not, Democrats are just not getting it. You realize that the American people are like, no.
Number 2.
Our recommendation, if governments want to have more control over online speech, is to pass laws, to have that be very cleanly and clearly defined such that we can implement it. There are times that we see the laws being implemented or being suggested that they're not necessarily clean or possible for us to cleanly interpret them. And we've also seen sometimes there's laws passed just for the internet as opposed to for all speech. And I do think that's a dangerous area when we start to get in and say, oh, sure, you could say something like this in a magazine or on TV, but you can't say it on the internet.
Oh, boy. There's the CEO of YouTube who's recommending that, look, you got to clean this up for us, guys. Can you pass some laws so we can gain more control over online speech and figure out what people can and can't say, so that we can shut them down? Can you guys do something about that at a government level, please? Can you help us out? No.
Number 1.
Over the years, a lot of people have been very nice, telling me how much this program has meant to them. But whatever that is, it pales in comparison to what you all have meant to me.
It is hard to believe that it was 1 year ago today that we lost the greatest of all time, Rush Limbaugh, 1 year ago today.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And again, you can't talk enough about Rush Limbaugh. You can't talk enough about what he meant to this country, to all of us. What that felt like. Listen, I got to get Rush's take on what's going on. How many times you would go and listen to Rush and say, I can't make sense of what's happening here. I need to hear his voice, his guidance. And we all did it. And nobody, there'll never be another Rush Limbaugh. Never, ever, ever. And there's someone who his example, what he was able to bring to radio will still live on. It still does. And it's hard to believe. But yeah, it's been a year without Rush. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele S. Ease. We always appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. All right, a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. Did I get on? I guess I didn't get all of this, so maybe some headlines that I wanted to bring up. It was the great Julie Kelly who wanted to make reference to the fact that we find out that a BLM chapter was able to get Quintez Brown, the activist there in Louisville, released on a $100,000 cashier's check. This was the individual who's accused of shooting at a Louisville mayoral candidate when just a few years ago he went on to Joy Reid's program to talk about we need anti-gun laws. We got to get guns out of the hands of everybody. And if we don't get it, there's going to be trouble. And I'm just telling you right now, we're going to get this. And all of a sudden, what just happened? What did you do? And the great Julie Kelly from American Greatness, it's like, hold on a second. We got 70 January 6th defendants that are still behind bars, denied bail at the request of Biden's DOJ, including some accused of no violent crime. That is happening right now, everybody. That exists. They don't all have public defenders because no such fund exists to help them hire attorneys. But no problem here. BLM activists and a BLM group there in Louisville is able to get that check over to the clerk's office to pay for the bail. It's outrageous, and that issue isn't going away. So we continue to keep an eye on that. What else is going on? Also, the President of the United States was out in Wisconsin yesterday. Really weird. Yesterday, a town hall, CNN, the president's out with Anderson Cooper. Are you really sure you want to put the president out in public? And yeah, they do. The vice president is on her way to Germany to talk to the president of Ukraine. Look, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say it's really weird. Yesterday was the day that Russia was supposed to attack Ukraine, but they didn't do it, and they're pulling troops out and sending them back. But then the U.S. is saying, no, they're not, and all these other things are going on, and we don't really know what in the world is happening right now. It's imminent. No, it's not imminent. It's going to happen. No, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. And then Kamala Harris makes her way over there. It's almost as if you were a conspiracy theorist, it's like, wow, if it doesn't happen, it's going to really look like Kamala Harris and and President Biden made them stop. No, that's not going to happen. So that was kind of a weird story. And then the president's out and his approval ratings right now in Senate battleground states is pretty ugly. Like, he is down double digits, 29 in Arizona, 16 in Colorado, 22 in Florida, 26 in Georgia. I can go on and on and on. The battleground states for Senate Democrats, it is ugly and it's catastrophic numbers. So let's get Joe Biden out there to talk about China. No, I'm not kidding. That's That's part of that's what he did. All right, do we have that audio? I got to find that audio. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, here you go. If you want to try to figure out this whole word salad, here you go. Anderson Cooper's like, hey, have you talked to Xi about the Uyghurs and everything going on there? And have you had a conversation? What's that like?
You know, Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So the central, to vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really weird. It almost sounds as if the president was handed a piece of paper and said, hey, can you say this? Where did this come from? What's this? Wait, hold on a second. Let me see. Where'd you get this? It's CCP? Chinese Communist Party gave this to you for the president to say? No. It's the carefully crafted products division of Mattel or ice cream stuff. Oh, yeah, he could totally say that. Yeah, okay. It's almost like a Chinese propaganda there, what he said. Yeah, Chinese leaders, if you know anything about their history, I mean, listen, China's been victimized from the outer world, and they haven't really been unified at home, so you got to have people unified, and that's the central principle of what he's trying to do. Like, are you reading off a piece of paper for them? What are you doing? And then there was more weird word salad stuff going on, but I don't know that we really necessarily need to. I'll let him do it. Okay.
I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the way, he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
Yeah, we got different norms. It's culturally, it's different. What? Well, nothing to worry about. Listen, Democrats are having a really hard time. Things are not that great with the polling, but I'm sure that they're going to be changing the narrative, right? They're going to stop talking about defunding the police and start talking about strengthening the security in our cities. And who are you kidding? The defunding the police thing isn't going away, and people are kind of frustrated. How do I know?
I did have to change how people try on their shoes.
In Seattle, this sneaker business was in Caroline Cho's family for decades, but break-ins and brazen thieves forced her to make the change. And for a while, she only let customers try on one shoe.
That's the only way to protect my inventory.
That's in Seattle. Seattle is like, you can only try on one shoe. I'm so sorry. That's the best we can do for you. But everything's fine. We're going to defund the police here. That's the only place. I mean, it's just Seattle.
From Colorado to New York City.
I don't remember the last time I took a day off.
Peter Panayotou has owned this wine and liquor store for 12 years.
It was never like this. Never.
The guy in the hoodie is about to grab that liquor bottle off the counter and make a run for it. And that's Peter chasing after him. A scene, Peter says, playing out all too often.
Well, and it's happening in New York City as well. And it's playing out far too often in blue cities around the country. Policies are probably helping to make all that happen. Well, okay. All right, quick calls before we leave. Let's see. Ouch. That's Bobby. Bobby Joe's in Fort Myers. Hey, Bobby Joe.
Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
My call again.
Yeah.
So this has really been bothering me for the last few days since I found out about it. And I read about it, and I checked into it before I speak.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time how we're ever going to move forward as a conservative party, which I am, you are, Republican, when we have Mitch McConnell, who's making decisions for the whole party, and he is, I've recently found out, has as much at stake in China as we do.
He's awful.
I mean, as Biden and the rest do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's.
What do we do about it? Nobody's talking about it.
Well, here's what we do. We make sure that throughout this election cycle, we let the people that are going to run for office, whether it is for re-election or whether it is in states around the country, that once we trust you with our vote, that you will make sure that Mitch McConnell will not be the majority leader in the Senate, that it's not going to happen. And then once he's not, then everything else is still on the docket with regard to what people are doing in Washington, D.C., and it has to be called out. And to your point, listen, you hate to say that it's going to be Republicans that are going to be called out, but how much do you care about the country? I mean, it's
time to call them all out.
Yeah,
we have to call every one of them out.
Of course. No, I agree. Listen, you have to do it. And thanks for the call there, Bobby Joe. I appreciate it. You have to do it. All the uncomfortable things that are going to come out, they've got to come out. And we've got to flush it out. And by the way, that's been a frustration. And we got to go to break. But that's a frustration as well, I think, for so many people. You know, the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, comes into office. This is somebody who's not a politician, isn't part of the swamp, isn't part of the crowd there in D.C. And he makes his way into office. And who does he have helping him to tell him that these are the people that he should have surrounding him in different positions, different cabinet positions, and allowing people to still stay on board throughout the former administration coming into office? And why would you do that? And why is it that when Joe Biden comes into office, that everybody gets flushed out? Everybody. You're out. You're done. You're gone. No, we'll keep people that are still loyal to what we're doing in the cause. If you get it, comrade? But other than that, it always gets... Why? I'll just say this. You can go ahead, Jake. I'll just say this. In 24, look, we got a lot of work to do this year, okay? 22 is not done, I know. But in 24, man, whoever the president of the United States is, that's got to be priority number one. You're gone, everybody. I'm flushing this place out. Anybody that has anything to do with the swamp, you're touching the swamp, I'm sorry, you're gone, done. We're bringing all new people. It's impossible. How could you possibly bring... Are you telling me it's impossible to bring new people, fresh faces, and people that you can trust into an administration and part of it? Like, that's impossible? And to different bureaucracies? People that get the vision and understand what you care about when it comes to the safety and security and the future of the country? Yeah, you can do it. It may be tough, but you got to do it. You have to do it. You got to flush it out. That's my flush sound effect. How did that work for you, Jake?
Got the job done.
Got the job done. I like to believe so. KC Sherman wants to get the job done. We got to go. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's see what the forecast is.
A day of near record warmth on the way. Highs hitting near 87 degrees for today with just a stray shower.